It it has been a long
Oh,
time. It's
yes. By the way, congratulations in arrears.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and thank you for talking to Diversity Magazine, Diversity
Of
TV, and
course.
all diversity platforms.
Of course, it's a real pleasure for me, and I really thank you for publishing Diversity Magazine. I think it's a great way for the community to talk to each other, to tell our stories, and hopefully other people will also get to learn a little bit about our communities.
Indeed. So I see you are very, very busy. So we are going to make it quick and short so you can run back to serving Canada as the first Black Speaker of the House of Assembly,
Thank you.
Speaker of the Parliament. So how does that feel? What's the difference between this new heavy duty role compared to what you used to be before as a MP and be involved in other stuff?
Well, first of all, I still remain as an MP when you serve as Speaker of the House of Commons. So it just changes the role which I have as Member of Parliament. When I was a Member of Parliament, I occupied a number of posts. So not only did I represent my riding, my constituents, but I also served as a parliamentary secretary, which means I worked for two departments. So I had two departments to assist ministers with to represent them in question period or as part of their functions, but also at committee work. Now I leave behind the partisan aspect of the job, leave behind that role as parliamentary secretary, and take on new roles as speaker. The speaker, on top of being a member of parliament, has three main roles. So the first one is being presiding over the debates of the House of Commons, and I do that with in collaboration with the deputy speaker and two assistant deputy speakers. I also act as a diplomat for Canada for Parliament. I'm number 5 on the order of precedence in Canada. So after the Governor General, Chief, the it's not chef, the Supreme Court, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, or sorry, Governor General, Prime Minister, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, and then the speakers of the Senate and the House. So that means when foreign delegations come to Canada or foreign leaders come to Canada, I meet with them. Or when I lead a delegation abroad or part of my speaker's duties going abroad, I will represent Canada when abroad. So that's the diplomatic role, and it's quite fun. And the third role is that I really am like the CEO of the House of Commons, the chief executive officer of the House of Commons. So we have about 25 to 2,800 employees, from security to
Yes.
people who clean, from lawyers and analysts to translators, you name it. We have all these people who help members of parliament maintain their privileges as members and representing Canadians. And so I get to administer that entire shop. So that's a it's a fun role. So it all, it's busy, but it's work that I love to do. So it doesn't seem like work as much as it is an experience, and it's a real privilege to serve in this role and to serve in this role as a Black Canadian.
So, and a fun question: how does one prepare themselves to be the one separating the fights between the different parties in Parliament?
Well, I think that the most important thing, you got to keep control of your own emotions. Be very slow to anger, be very patient, and always take the opportunity when you have to intervene to explain why you're intervening. I find that when you take the time to do that in a very calm, measured way, I hope it helps reset the temperature and reminds members of the larger role that we have, that we can have passionate debates, pointed debates, and we can pursue that. But there's also, we have to make sure that we do so in a respectful manner, because each one of us in the House of Commons were selected by each one of our communities to represent them abroad. So they represent them in Parliament. So that means that there has to be a professional respect and a certain level of decorum that allows for these passionate debates to occur.
So, for young boys and girls watching who have never seen a Black Speaker of Parliament in Canada, what would you say to them?
Well, the first thing I would say is that if I can do it, anyone can do it. So that's the important thing. And I hope this might inspire them to set their horizons uh, a little larger, so that they can, if I can do this job, well, then maybe some young Black woman or man is thinking of becoming prime minister. So let that be that, or maybe a chief executive officer of a company, maybe a world-renowned scientist or a great artist. The world really is at our fingertips if we A, believe that we can do it, and B, we have support amongst the community to do things. I always like to say that to tell young people, don't be afraid. Because what's the worst that can happen? You already have the no if you do nothing. But if you have that opportunity if you take the risk to try, and you do it again with support of others, you can get the yes. You might be able to get the yes, and wouldn't that be wonderful? And so don't be afraid and support each other, because when you fail at something, well, the failure is a lot less bitter when you share it with a group of friends and supporters. And if you succeed at something, the victory is sweeter when you share it with your group of friends and supporters. So I would say two things: don't be afraid and support each other.
Beautiful, beautiful. So you are very, very busy as you already listed. How did you spend Black History Month?
Oh, Black History Month. I spent it like every Black History Month, all over the place. I try to do as many events as I can because I do know that there are just so few of us in Parliament. We're still not in our demographic way. So although there are not now there are 9 Black MPs and there's an equivalent number of senators, even though those are record numbers, there's still so many things to do. So whenever I get an invitation from whatever community, whether it's in my own riding of Hull Aylmer or it's in some other place across the country, I always try to say yes as much as possible, because it's important that we see ourselves. And if we can do that, I hope that will inspire some people to take the plunge and to join me in politics,
So last,
or
so
succeed in politics.
that's good. Last question. I know you are now supposed to be non-partisan and be the arbiter for the different political parties in Parliament, but your footprint is still huge in some of the things you did before becoming the Speaker of the Parliament, especially helping with Black initiatives like the SBCCI to the ecosystems and so on. Some of this funding, like the ecosystems, are running out. Are you still able to help in any way, shape, or form in getting this stuff back on track?
Well, I think promoting the interests of Black Canadians far rises far beyond a partisan question. It's one which I can say now all major parties, most major parties in the House of Commons, 3 of the 4 major parties have Black members of Parliament. Certainly, in all major parties, they have Black leaders within them. And so pursuing the interests of Black communities across the country, I think that we all work together. We all take off our partisan hats and work on that. So I think it's consistent with being Speaker of the House of Commons, to making sure that we're creating opportunities to give Black Canadians a chance to fully participate in Canadian society.
Thank you. Anything else?